Oh my god, I finally finished Far Cry 6. This game took a lot longer than I imagined. I know this review is late. It's been over 2 weeks since the game came out. I haven't had a lot of time to play it, and it released during the Battlefield open beta, so I didn't even play it for the first few days it was out. Also, this game is long and genuinely took me a while to finish. I will be avoiding spoilers until the end as much as I can in this review, so let's get into it. I myself am a fan of the Far Cry series. I've played all games since 3. Well, besides Blood Dragon, I haven't played that. The common opinion is that either 2 or 3 is the best. I've never played 2, but 3 is more relevant to the modern Far Cry games, seeing that it kind of set the foundation for what all the others would be like. Since 3, the core mechanics haven't changed and the stories have gotten worse and worse. 3 had fun gameplay, a good setting, a good story, and an actual protagonist who has character development, and Voss, who is pretty much the face of the whole series. It was a great game, and the story of Jason Brody pretty much losing his mind in the jungle was fun. 4 had a great villain and setting, but Ajay was pretty much a mute protagonist. Then after Primal, all mute protagonists. But then Far Cry 6 was shown to look like a successor to Far Cry 3. It has an actual protagonist, a tropical setting, new mechanics, and a good villain played by frickin' Giancarlo Esposito. So things were looking good for Far Cry 6, and I was genuinely excited for this game. So now, let's actually get into the game. In Far Cry 6, you play as Danny Rojas, an orphan with military experience living in the island nation of Yara, ruled by the dictator Anton Castillo. There's also his son, Diego, who's being taught to be a leader by his father. Yara is a country with a lot of problems, but Castillo is trying to make it succeed using his own means. But he sparked a rebellion which you are fighting in. It's a solid setup, and the beginning of the game is good. I genuinely like Danny as a protagonist. The supporting cast is also great, especially Anton and Diego. The scenes between these two were my favorite part of the game. There are 3 main regions you have to conquer and convince the militia there to join Libertad, but there are actual missions in these regions instead of just a progress bar like Far Cry 5. I really liked 2 of the 3 regions, but I did not like the one with Maximas Montazas or whatever they're called. This being a Far Cry game, we've got to talk about the guns. There's a lot of guns in this game, and the gunplay felt great. A lot of the guns fit the setting of Yara being trapped in time, since there are a lot of guns from like World War II. There's a wide variety of attachments to put on your weapons, which I found really cool. And then there's the new resolver mechanic. It's pretty much like crafting in Far Cry New Dawn, but the things you craft are either magic backpacks or just bonkers weapons. Well, and you craft all your attachments instead of buying them like previous games. Obtaining weapons is surprisingly different. If you kill a soldier, you can't pick up that person's gun. You get guns from either buying them or finding them in crates. It's something new, and I didn't have a problem with it. Outposts are still here, but there's 2 types now, FND bases and checkpoints. You can customize certain cars. The only companions are animals, and they can't revive you as far as I know, which was a surprising change, but I like it. But something new that I don't really like is the equipment system. Instead of super satisfying skill trees from the previous games, there's equipment, so if you want the ability to heal faster or something like that, you put on a piece of clothing. My problem with this system starts with choosing between equipment. In order to not get absolutely destroyed by a type of ammo, you wear armor to prevent that. But that stops you from being able to get a perk or ability you want, and it doesn't give you the amazing feel of progression that the skill trees in other games gave you. To this day, I have not found a skill tree in a game that is as satisfying as Far Cry 3's tattoo system. It was a great feeling in that game watching the tattoo on Jason's arm grow. Now it's time to talk about the story. I personally liked the story in this game. Again, the characters were good, especially Danny, Anton, and Diego. Is it better than Far Cry 3's story? No. It doesn't raise questions or go into the human psyche like Far Cry 3 did, but it's good. It's simple but good. The story has emotions and satisfying moments, but the main problem with it is a problem that has been in previous Far Cry games. That is the problem of the story acting really serious and then comedy right after, or like just the goofy gameplay. I think these games don't know how to balance comedy and serious moments in an effective way. And even besides all that, I just didn't find most of the comedy funny. However, the setting of Yara is really good. It feels like a mix of the Rook Islands and Kirat. It nails the whole frozen in time thing it's going for. You'll see old cars and old planes, and a lot of the guns are from World War II. Overall, the game is pretty good. It actually tries new things in a series full of doing the same crap over and over again, which is ironic because of the definition of insanity from Far Cry 3. I still think the series needs to have more changes. The game isn't groundbreaking, but it tells a good story and has fun gameplay. I'd recommend this game to any fan of the series. In conclusion, probably like an 85%. It's just a fun experience, like all other Far Cries. Now that I've gotten the general review out of the way, I want to actually get into the story. So warning here, I will be discussing spoilers. I only really want to talk about the ending though. Throughout the game, it's hinted that Dany will become power crazy or maybe even try and take the throne for herself. I thought that's what the story was leading towards once she takes over the revolution. I thought it was going to be like a Jason Brody thing where they become power crazy, or at least a choice at the end like Far Cry 3. Maybe Dany takes it for herself or gives it to the others. But after Dany literally just watches Anton kill Diego and then himself, she just walks away, giving the power to the others. I assume this meaning that there's no single leader anymore. So did Dany just pull a freaking gladiator, giving the power to the Senate and saving Rome? I mean, Yara. Oh yeah, and also there was that post-credit scene with Juan. You hear Juan talking to someone labeled Smuggler, and I could totally be mishearing, but I swear to God that was the voice of Voss. Did Ubisoft just hint at the theory of Voss being alive actually being true? And what, now he's a smuggler? In a post-credit scene, while you're at it, you want to announce the next Marvel movie and show that Alex Mason killed JFK? That's going to wrap up the review. I just want to discuss my thoughts on this game. I know this game has a bunch of expansions coming later, like the Play as the Villains DLC, which I actually want to play. And then there's like crossovers like Stranger Things. I don't know how they're going to do that, but okay. I'll probably play those, but probably won't make anything out of it. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed.